Okay, it looks like we are live streaming. So let me get myself organized here quickly. There we go. Now we've popped up on the computer. Good to go. Okay. So, welcome everybody to our very first workshop of 2024. For anybody who does not already know me, my name is Christine Barnes, and I am your friendly virtual neighborhood wellness enthusiast and green and clean living advocate. Um, I am simply sharing the things that I have learned in my journey with you so you can benefit from the things that I've learned and, maybe be more empowered and informed so you can make decisions that best suit you and your family and your loved ones for your life and in your home. So thank you so, so much for coming and for giving me your time. Please do say hi in the comments if you see me. Just let me know if you're excited to learn tonight. And I know that this workshop is being live streamed. So it's live streamed into our event group, and that's where it's going to live forever. So that means when you're loving everything that you're hearing tonight and you can't write everything down fast enough, you can always come back to the replay and listen back to anything that you missed the first time. Okay. And then if anybody right now happens to be watching the replay later, not not literally right now, but after this is already aired, I would be most grateful if you commented with the word replay so that way I can get a good idea of how these workshops are being viewed and how they're being shared, who's using them. And then finally, if you do find that this workshop is really resonating with you, or you are thinking of people that you know who could benefit from hearing any of this, then please, please do share this with them. You can invite them right into this Facebook group that I'm streaming into, or you can message me after the fact and we'll find another way to get them the video if they're not on Facebook, okay? And with that, I am very excited to be sharing with you tonight, so let's get down to it. I am going to quickly screen share. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. We're going to do a quick exercise. I am going to start by painting you a picture, okay? It is a cool fall day. You walk into your beloved friends or family member's home. You close your eyes and you inhale through your nose, and you can smell that they are baking what? What are they baking? And whose house did you walk into? How many of us can think of a smell and automatically be transported to a place and time with someone that you care about? For me, that's coffee on someone's breath. In an instant, every single time, if I smell someone with coffee on their breath, it always makes me think of my father very clearly. He was always drinking coffee. He always had a cup of coffee in his hand. And that is just a distinct smell. It catches me off guard sometimes when I meet someone and they have coffee on their breath. I say, oh, it just sends me back in time. Because smell is closely linked with memory, probably more so than any of our other senses. And it's also linked to our taste, and it's even linked to our emotions. You see, when you smell, you're breathing in tiny molecules. And these molecules stimulate specialized nerve cells. Those are the olfactory sensory neurons. They're high inside your nose, and that's the area in this diagram that is blue, that bright blue. That's where your olfactory sensory neurons are. And when you breathe in those tiny molecules, a particular combination of neurons are activated, and a coded message is then sent to the brain, which perceives that scent as a particular odor. So think of like coffee or popcorn or toast, very distinguishable scents. Okay, we can breathe it in, those tiny molecules, they register in our olfactory neurons, and then our brain knows it's coffee, it's popcorn, or it's toast. It tells it what it is. Okay, these neurons also happen to be located incredibly close to the brain's limbic system, which is the light pink in this picture. And this part of our brain holds emotional memories. This is why it's said to be why certain smells can trigger those vivid memories, because scents can be highly emotive. The perfume industry is actually built on this connection, developing fragrances to trigger all sorts of feelings. So, sometimes they want you to feel desirable or powerful or relaxed. A lot of times those different fragrances can trigger those things. So our sense of smell is an incredible tool for us as well. It can alert us to danger if you think about it. What's the first thing you do if you aren't sure if food is spoiled? You smell it, right? So you use that to tell you if something is off. It can also alert us to smoke from a fire or even gas leaks. So over the years, scientists have learned, obviously, about our incredible smelling capabilities, and they've used the knowledge of how we work, how our bodies work, to develop a huge array of specific chemical fragrance components that provide specific sensory properties. So what does that mean? It means that there are thousands of chemical compounds out there being used in any number of combinations that have never actually been tested for safety on humans, and some of which are known carcinogens, meaning that they're actually scientifically linked to causing cancer, are all hidden in the products that we are using regularly under the name of fragrance or parfum. I'm not even sure if that's how you say it. Parfum might be, yeah, parfum. Sounds good. Um, so where can you find fragrance and parfum? You can find it in cosmetics like shampoos, shower gels, shaving creams, body lotions, some makeup, some sunscreens, cleaning products like laundry detergents, fabric softeners, dryer sheets, room fresheners, and carpet fresheners. You will find fragrance and perfume in many, many products. Now, these products that I'm showing you on the screen, these are products that were sent to me, pictures sent to me by people that I asked the other day. I said, could you send me a picture of some of your products that have the word fragrance in them? And these were some of the pictures that I received. So thank you to everyone who sent them. Some facts about fragrance. Okay. According to the FDA, the fragrance is defined as a combination of chemicals that gives each perfume or cologne, including anything that's used in other products too, its distinct scent. So it's a combination of chemicals. And what else is in your fragrances along with those chemicals? There are allergens. Okay, so if you ever know someone who's had a skin reaction to a new laundry detergent, or maybe someone who suffers from migraines or headaches or dizziness or congestion easily, sometimes triggered by those fragrances, is it you who suffers from those things? Also, there are asthma triggers in there. So this is especially common in kids because of their higher exposure time. When you think about your children, when they're little, they're crawling on the floor. How many of us have ever cleaned our child's toys with a disinfecting wipe? I know I did. I did when my oldest was little. But I've learned things since then and I know better now, so I do better. When you know better, you can do better. So don't waste time feeling guilty over anything. We just move forward. But also in our fragrances are hormone disruptors. This basically means that these chemicals disrupt normal hormone activity, so it can bring on early puberty, infertility, birth defects, cancerous growth, so much more. Neurotoxins are sometimes in these products. Neurotoxins interfere with mitochondrial function, and mitochondria is the powerhouse of our cells, okay? It's necessary. Mitochondria is necessary for converting and providing energy to all of our cells. I'll talk a little bit about this a little more in just a moment. Also in our fragrances is oftentimes carcinogens, known carcinogens, which means that we know they cause cancer, and they still get put into fragrances. Okay, so when there's a known carcinogen in your products, then you know it could cause you to develop cancer over time if you're using it and never putting it down. There was actually a study in 2018 where they tested 140 products for toxic chemicals, and the results showed that 3/4 of the toxic chemicals detected came from fragrance, excuse me. So 140 products tested, and the results showed that 3/4 of the toxic chemicals found in those products came from the fragrance. Okay. And those chemicals that were identified were linked to chronic health issues, including cancer. That's a big deal. Let's look at fragrance regulation. So this is looking at personal care products, okay, in the US versus Europe. Here we ban 11 chemicals. There, they ban over 1,000. Okay. Fragrance ingredients do not have to be disclosed by manufacturers in the US, which is why they simply disclose the word fragrance or parfum. The fragrance industry claims their fragrance component as a proprietary blend. Okay, so therefore it's a trade secret, and it allows them to not need to actually put what is in their fragrance on the label. Okay, they don't need to identify any of the chemicals on the label. They can just put fragrance. Okay, so this next part I think is pretty important. Other words that you should look for on labels. So right now, I hope you realize that anytime you see the word fragrance on a label, that it is something that you want to avoid. Okay. Some other words that you might see on labels that I want you to be wary of. Number one is unscented. This means that the product does not contain fragrance for the purpose of scenting. Okay, but an unscented product can actually, can actually use fragrance to mask the odor of another ingredient in the formula. Okay, so listen to me again when I'll say that a little slower. Unscented means that no ingredients are being added for the purpose of scenting the product. But there are ingredients that can be in the fragrance that are being used to mask the odor of another ingredient in the formula. And this happens quite often. Okay, so it doesn't mean that there are no dangerous chemicals in there. It just means they're not adding something so it smells nicer than it normally does. Okay, the next one is fragrance-free. Fragrance-free means there's no extra fragrances to change the natural scent of the product. But again, there can still be fragrances in the original formula. And then again, natural. This is often used for what we call greenwashing products. They put natural on the front because natural is not a regulated word. Anybody can use the word natural. So there's nothing saying by definition what it actually means. So just be very careful for that. Especially, a lot of times you see like it's a brown label with green writing and it says natural, like because we think brown, green, that makes us feel natural. So just be careful. And then also we've got natural fragrances. So natural fragrances can be as toxic as synthetic fragrances. Technically, if you look at it, arsenic is natural. Okay, that's toxic, deadly. So just be conscientious about where the natural fragrance is coming from. If you have a product, even the words, what is it? Essential oil blend, even be cautious of that and see which essential oils are going in there. Look into it. If it's a good company and it does say fragrance or a natural fragrance with like an asterisk on there or something, then you can likely go to their website and check and see, how good the ingredients are. But if you can't easily check it, then I would be cautious about what the product is, what you're actually using. And then something that you might not actually see on the label at all is phthalates, okay? Phthalates and fragrance go hand in hand because they help the scent of a fragrance linger for longer. That's what they're used for. They're found in cleaning products. They're found in personal care products. They're definitely linked to cancer, birth defects, respiratory problems, endocrine disruption, so much more. And in fact, this is what I wanted to mention earlier, or I said I would be mentioning now. One of the phthalates are one of the top obesogens. Okay, so what that means is it causes you to gain weight. So if you're maybe having inexplicable weight gain, you can't figure out why, phthalates can actually be a cause of that. So when you get rid of products with fragrance in it, then you're getting rid of these phthalates because they go hand in hand, right? They help the scent of a fragrance linger for longer. So be very careful with that. And the best way to avoid the phthalates is to avoid ingredients with acronyms like DEHP, DPB, BBP, DINP. These all are just short acronyms. When you see something like that, think, I wonder if that's a phthalate. They all end in P because of the word phthalate. It starts with a P. Okay. So what if there's an ingredient you're not sure of? You're in a store, you're trying to hurry up, you want to get your shopping done, and you want to choose the right products, but you don't know where to begin. Okay. Guess what? There's an app for that. Okay. The first app, this is a very popular app. I know a lot of people already use it, but if you're unfamiliar, this is a great app. The Yucca app is a 100% independent project. There's no brands, there's no ads. They use responsible funding, so they eliminate any conflict of interest. So there was another app that used to be very popular. And I don't think all their info is bad info, but I do think that there was some litigation over whether or not there was a conflict of interest with what they were saying was good or bad. So the Yucca, the reason why I think it's so great is because it uses responsible funding to eliminate any of that conflict of interest. You can scan your foods, and it'll tell you, in your personal care products too, and it'll give you a score out of 100 along with specific info like too sweet or two potential endocrine disruptors in this. So you can just be careful with that. Another great app is the Think Dirty app. So the Think Dirty, Shop Clean. This is another app where you can scan your products while you're in the store. You can also learn about ingredients and learn how to spot dirty ingredients. When you do upgrade in this one, it'll allow you to look up the specific ingredients. So if you have a product and you're like, I'm just wondering about this one ingredient, you could actually go in and look that ingredient up, but this app doesn't require an upgrade for that. And as for me, what do I use personally, in case anyone's wondering? I don't have to look up things very often because I've been on this journey for a while. I've done a lot of research and I have brands that I use that I trust that meet all of my expectations in regards to ingredients, ethical business practices, and sustainability. So I stick with the brands that I know and that I love. And if you want to know more about which brands that I choose to use for different purposes, whether it's cleaning my home or for skincare, then by all means, I would love it if you would reach out to me, and I can answer that question for you because I'm very happy with the products that I choose and I'm happy to recommend them. We've also had in our family multiple lifestyle changes over the last decade that have helped us to seriously reduce our exposure to harsh and toxic chemicals. But otherwise, when I'm in the position of wanting to find out if an ingredient is safe that I'm not sure of, I'll turn to one of these apps, or sometimes I'll just Google it and I'll do a quick reading, a little bit of quick reading to see if that's specifically an ingredient or a product I should be concerned with. But I definitely recommend checking the products that you're using and see where they fall. And then finally, we've got alternatives for your home. So I've shared how fragrances are harmful, why we want to avoid them, and how we can identify them in the products that we're using for cleaning purposes or for personal care. Again, if you want to know which products I'm using, feel free to reach out, send me a direct message, and I'll be happy to share. But if there's one big reason that many people truly love fragrance things. It is for our living space. Am I right? We all love walking into nice smelling homes. We want our homes to smell fresh. And a lot of times we turn to candles, air fresheners, scented plugins, things like that. Okay. And I have for you right now 4 simple options for safely adding non-toxic fragrance into the air. I'm going to do them kind of in ascending order. So the last 2 are my favorite options. First option is non-toxic candles. So I know people love candles, and I am a sucker for the ambiance of a candle. But it's really important that you're choosing candles that are made that can burn cleanly, made with soy or with beeswax, fragrance with quality essential oils. And then it's also important that the wick is made of organic, unbleached cotton because you're going to be burning it. Another clean option for a wick is natural untreated wood wicks. And those are fun because they actually have like a crackle effect, like you have a little campfire there. Um, if you choose to use candles, just please be very conscientious about what the ingredients are, and don't get them if they just say fragrance. If they're using essential oils, they will identify those essential oils. And if you're purchasing it from someone local who makes their own, or from some sort of vendor event, then just talk to the person who makes them and have a conversation about what they're using for their fragrance. The next alternative for home is just essential oils in general. I recommend using essential oils for the places. I use it in the places that I really love to have fragrance, but I refuse to use toxic products, like in my laundry. So I use essential oils. And actually, I'll be sharing more about that during next month's workshop. So make sure you tune in again for that one. I use essential oil diffusers also in each of our bedrooms, as well as the half bathroom that guests use. So what's nice is that with the essential oils, you can tailor the scent in each room. Like we put lavender in the bedrooms to relax us and soothe us and for better sleep. But we might use something more alive, in the other rooms of the house. Number 3. Here's my third recommendation for your home, and this is one of my favorites, is a simmer pot. If you are not doing a simmer pot, then you are missing out. This is the most simple, zero waste, zero waste, earth friendly, human friendly, animal friendly, everyone friendly option that anyone can do with items that you have on hand. They make your home smell absolutely wonderful. And it's so easy. All you have to do is fill a pot with water and bring it to a boil. Then you add in some of your favorite fruits, herbs, other spices, turn the heat down, and then let it simmer. That's it. You can do fun scents to go with the season, like in the fall, if you did warm notes of an apple pie. So you can just use apple cores. If one of your children or grandchildren, nieces, nephews, or you eat an apple, you can drop the apple core right into a simmer pot. We had some strawberries going bad recently, so I threw the ones that were going bad or getting soft into the simmer pot. But if you wanted to do an apple pie scent, you could do apple cores with cinnamon, vanilla, a little bit of ginger. And then when it's all said and done, if you compost like we do, then you can add it to the composter when you're done. So it's zero waste. It's good for everybody. I love it. This is my favorite. And it makes your home, it's just like baking. It makes your home smell so, so good. Just make sure if you do a simmer pot with water to keep your eye on it so it doesn't burn off. You'll want to add room temperature water probably every 45 minutes or so. And I know that there are some people out there who, instead of doing it on their stovetop, they use a slow cooker. You can do the same thing in your slow cooker and just have it going. Just same thing again. Just make sure you don't let it dry out, and keep adding room temperature water when you need to. And then finally, my last recommendation for your home is houseplants. Okay. Certain houseplants can absorb harmful toxins from the air, especially when you have enclosed spaces with little airflow. They're natural, they're cost effective, therapeutic. They're a great alternative to electric like air purifiers, which you can also get those too, but they can be a little pricey. Some great house plants, which I don't even see spider plant on here, but I have my favorite is spider plant. Those things grow so easily, and you can get them from anyone who has a spider plant. Practically anyone who has a spider plant has spider plant babies growing from it. So I recommend spider plants to everybody. They are actually incredibly effective at pulling the toxins out of the air and very easy to grow, I think I said already. Also philodendron, peace lily is a great one. Peace lilies require a lot of water. They really do actually a very nice job in bathrooms because it gets so steamy and they'll take all of that water and prevent mold and mildew growth in bathroom. That's like a little fun side note there. And snake plants are really great too. I love snake plants in the bedroom because they actually release oxygen during the night while we are asleep. So it's a good one to keep in the bedroom. And ladies and gentlemen, how do I stop sharing now? Boom. I'm back. Um, that is everything I have for you on odors and fragrances and really trying to clean up that part of our life. So eliminating fragrances from our products, being able to recognize products that are safe for us using the apps, alternatives to keeping our home smelling lovely and delicious. I hope you gathered something useful out of this. And when you leave this workshop, that you have something that you can put into action. The next workshop I will be hosting will be February 27th. It's going to be the same time, same place, right in this same group at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's going to be a 30-minute workshop just like this one was, and it will be on simplifying and detoxifying your laundry routine. I'm very excited to share with you guys. I'm committed to doing this once a month for the entirety of 2024, and my goal is to just share the things I have learned so other people can be able to be more natural, more green, more clean for themselves. So thank you, and I'll see you again soon. Oh, and then you know what? I forgot. As a free little gift from me for participating in this workshop, I'm going to be giving everyone a free copy of just 10 really simple simmer pot recipes that go with the season, and I think you're going to love them. So thank you again, and have a great night, and I'll see you next month. Now let's see, how quickly can I end this before I forgot this part of it, to say goodbye and be able to end the video. No. Oh my gosh. Okay. Goodbye, everybody.